DIY family, and welcome back to our channel Hacked by Banks. To all our new subscribers, thank you so much for joining our family. This is our little space where we show you our home improvement projects, our DIY projects, and some amount of gardening. Today we'll be showing you how we repurposed a shelf, a bookshelf, and turned it into an entry table. This entry table right here behind me. I hope you enjoy this video, and don't forget to check out our other DIY and home improvement content. Hey guys, so this is a shelf that we will be repurposing. This shelf was mounted to the wall in our office. In renovating, we removed some of the shelves from the room. This is one of them, and we're just going to reuse it now. So what we're trying to do here is to separate the shelves to salvage as much of the material as possible. We're trying to use a chisel and a hammer to separate the board, but it's proving to be very, very, very difficult. So we started by trying to pull this down. However, we realized that all of the screws have a plug, so we started drilling out the plugs, but then we're damaging the wood itself. So instead of going through that, we're just going to cut off the pieces that we plan to use and hope to save as much of the wood as possible. So this is what we have now after cutting out two big pieces and a small piece, and we think that this should be enough to complete the table based on the design that we have. So we're going to go ahead and sand it down before we do the rest of the cuts to fit the design. And we still have this to finish cutting up because we want to salvage as much of this wood as possible so that we can use it in other projects. All right, here we go. It's sanding time. Alright, so we sanded down the two on the side, but the one in the middle hasn't been sanded. So just to get a good look at the sanded wood. And now we have to cut it down to the exact size that we want to make the table. I'm excited about the part here. So these are our cuts. This is going to be the top of the table, and these are going to be the legs. I will leave a link in the description box to where we have the measurements. I'll leave a link to our website where we have all the measurements for this table. and if you like, you can go ahead and try building it yourself. All right, so we have all our pieces laid out. These will be the legs. These 3 pieces right here will be the support pieces, and this will be the top of the table. This piece will be the top of the table. So what we're going to do is join these pieces together using glue and screw, and then we're going to paint it, and then we'll affix it to the tabletop, or affix the tabletop to the legs, and then we'll put in our support pieces. These will need to be cut down a little bit, but we don't want to cut it yet because we want to get the exact measurements once we fit everything up together. So we're going to start putting together the legs, these 2, and affixing it to the top of the table. Have completed the base of our table. This is the base that the top will sit on. We made the sides first and we screwed them in and countersank our screws. Countersank, yes, countersink. And we put in additional support in the top so it's more sturdy. And then we got this boo-boo. The wood broke. I think there was a screw in it before, and so when we tried to screw it this way, it broke. So we're just going to take this out, replace it, and we'll be done with the structure. We need to fill in these holes and sand again before we can apply any of the finish. And I'll show you the options for the finish. We have 2 types of clear varnish and a paint. Nice. So we changed out this piece right here, and now we have our base, our table base, and we filled in all the holes with wood filler. And now we're going to paint the base and stain the top. So we wanted to add more support to the table. So what we did here was put in some corner screws to further secure this structure. We decided to paint the base of the table, and we painted it in a matte black color. This color is the same color that we use on our front door. Well, on all of our exterior doors. This is a Sherwin-Williams brand paint in flat black. It's actually an oil-based paint but has a flat finish. We wanted to make the base look like metal, and I think we really achieved that with this flat black paint. So I have 2 clear options. This one has a gloss finish, this one has a satin finish, which means it will look a little bit more matte. And this is how they look. This one gives it a green tinge, and this one kind of gives it a grayish, I don't know, less green tinge. I prefer this, so I'm gonna go with this one. And if you look, you see the sheen on that one, and this one is more like a matte or flat look. Here we are applying our stain to the top of the table, and I'm using a simple paintbrush to apply the stain. We tried to use the stain before we used a DIY paintbrush, and the bristles started to fall out, so we got a more expensive paintbrush which says that it should be used for this application. So definitely check your paintbrush before you buy it. Now we will secure the top of the table to the base by just drilling the screws from beneath. So we'll be drilling from the bottom up into the top of the table. We'll turn it over on the top and drill it down because it's easier to drill in this position. that's it, guys. Tell us what you think about this table below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and see you next time. Bye.